Important information from the first half of NCIS Origins is required to completely understand Gibbs' story's conclusion when the show returns in 2025 to complete its first season. Gibbs' prequel tale reenacts key events in his NIS career as he begins working with Mike Franks and his crew, even if NCIS Origins doesn't go as fast as its predecessor. While extending the plot and providing background information that enhances the character's overall arc, the prequel has reproduced a few of Gibbs' NCIS adventures. To date, Gibbs and his previously mentioned NCIS co-workers have been at the center of some of the finest NCIS Origins storylines. Nevertheless, the prequel has introduced new NCIS Origins cast members to the franchise, and their tales are offering intriguing background information on how NIS functioned in the early 1990s and the NCIS Origins Season 1 finale. Important secrets involving Gibbs, Lala, Franks, Randy, and Vera are coming to light in the hopes of reaching a satisfactory resolution. It's important to remember that Gibbs has one of his largest challenges behind him as the second half of NCIS Origins Season 1 begins. In Episode 9 of NCIS Origins, Gibbs and Lala are sent to Mexico to investigate a case, where they eventually find Pedro Hernandez. Both Gibbs and Lala pursued the murderer in secret because they were deeply affected by the guy who killed Gibbs' wife and daughter. Hernandez was shot and died by a sharpshooter 6 months prior, but the cartel he worked for hushed it up to preserve their reputation, the outing's conclusion disclosed. The episode demonstrated that Gibbs had already carried out the murder, as evidenced by a flashback in which Gibbs killed Hernandez with a sniper rifle, proving that he was the one who committed the crime in NCIS Origins. And the mid-season finale of NCIS Origins, Lala and Gibbs resolved the conflict that the development had generated. Another significant step in the NCIS Origins plot was unveiled in the mid-season finale. Gibbs takes in wooden planks and a set of woodworking equipment to construct a shelf that would assist organize the storage room while working one of his first night hours at NIS. Gibbs finds crucial evidence as he inadvertently topples a shredder while pacing about. As Gibbs goes through the shreds of paper that have been thrown away, he comes across a piece that claims that there was proof of 2 snipers in the NCIS Origins debut case. The evidence that was thrown away implies that the person who made the discovery didn't want anybody else to know about it. And the second part of Season 1 NCIS Origins will probably solve the riddle by exposing who concealed the information regarding Jameson, Bugs, Boyd and why. The response could be among the most important findings in the Gibbs Genesis story's first chapter. As the NCIS Origins conclusion draws near, Gibbs and Lala are becoming closer, but it's crucial to keep in mind that there isn't yet any official interaction between the agents. It's evident that Lala holds significance for the previous agent in charge in Mark Harmon's narrative as Senior Gibbs, which follows significant moments of Austin Stoll's trip as young Gibbs. Leroy never brings up Lala on NCIS, so we're not sure if the relationship has any romantic overtones. The prequel series focuses more on Gibbs' connections following their murder, demonstrating how he overcame a difficult period. Even if NCIS Origins presents the tale of what occurred to Gibbs' wife and daughter in NCIS, Lala is one of the persons Gibbs turns to in his darkest moments, along with Franks and Ruth. Given that Gibbs had many relationships following the passing of his first wife, Shannon, and that Lala may be the beginning of one, their relationship might develop into something serious. The relationship between Mike Franks and his partner Tish is another emerging plot point in the NCIS Origins story that should be considered. After Tish was sexually assaulted, Franks became extremely protective of her, even going so far as to secretly look into what transpired. She has stated that she wishes to forget what happened to her in the past, but Mike's inquiry has caused them to clash. Mike confesses to Tish in Episode 9 that he has had trouble moving on from the case whenever a circumstance involving the house painter triggers unpleasant feelings. According to a TV Line article, an NCIS Origins showrunner gave a sneak peek at Mike Franks' tale before the second half of the episode began. Franks finds it hard to let Tish's case go, according to David J. North. One of the more important events leading up to and influencing the NCIS Origins Season 1 finale may be its ending. The fact that NCIS Origins lied about its real narrative altered what was known about the prequel, as it was solely promoted as Gibbs' start at NIS in 1991. Mark Harmon, in his role as older Gibbs, revealed in his narration during the series debut that NCIS Origins was the tale of Lala Dominguez. Season 1 enters its second half. NCIS Origins has not yet provided an explanation for the switch to Lala Dominguez. We don't know why, but we do know she's important to Gibbs. Lala was a friend of Gibbs following the deaths of his wife and kid, according to Mark Harmon's narrative as an older Gibbs in NCIS, Origins. However, as Lala's tale served as the foundation for an entire series of the NCIS franchise, her story is likely more important than a static relationship. There has been some unsettling hinting thus far that Lala could put too much confidence in Gibbs. Gibbs may thus fail Lala, which is why the narrative continues to haunt him to this day.